Fat Man Collectibles. What's going on, everybody? Eric Sofield Jr. here, and you're tuned into another episode of Fat Man Collectibles here on YouTube. Excuse me. Have a nice little book review for you today. It's a cool little book that I've just got done reading on my Kindle. It is a Magic the Gathering novel or a novella, however you wanted to interpret that. It's like 200 pages. It's a quick little read. It is called The Wildered Quest. It takes place in. It's based off of the set, The Throne of Eldraine, and Eldraine is it's like the fairy tale version, like the fairy tale kind of universe, I guess you could say, in the realm. So, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'm just going to give you a quick little summary and kind of how I interpreted everything that happened in this book. So the book opens up. We are introduced to two of the planeswalkers from the set, even though one of them considers himself not to be a planeswalker. He just says that he hunts planeswalkers, but he has the abilities of a planeswalker. You have Garrick and Oko. And I guess Garrick's hunting Oko, or he was following him, trying to kill him. And Oko kind of got him tied up in vines and is like kind of talking to him. And he realizes as he's talking to him or kind of taunting him that he has a curse running through his body, and he notices that he has a shard in his shoulder that's kind of one of the sources of the curse. And Oko is talking to him, trying to find out who he got cursed by. He tells him, and I guess the way I interpreted it, it seemed like that he put like a spell over him to kind of make him obey. Oko put a spell over Garrick to make him obey him and kind of be like his puppet in a way. So after that, that's the first chapter. Then after that, you're introduced to I'd say probably the two main characters of the book. You have Rowan and Will Kenrith, who in this book, they are the prince and princess, I guess you could say, of Ardenvale, because their father is the High King of Ardenvale, who in the book at this time, he's the High King, and he's kind of like the ruler of the realm, kind of like in Game of Thrones, like the guy who sits on the throne in King's Landing kind of rules Westeros. So basically, he's the High King, and he rules the realm. It dives into that. It explains about doing quests and the questing beast and all that stuff. It dives really into that, and you kind of get a quick little backstory of how their dad became the High King and the King of Ardenvale. So basically, Rowan and Will, they're gearing up to go on their first quest in Ardenvale or whatever. When you turn 18, you go on your first quest, which is basically you leave the walls of the kingdom and you go out into the realm, and I guess the area outside of the wall they call it the wilds, and you run into like a bunch of creatures that live out there, and you have like little red caps and everything like that. So long story short, a lot of stuff happens, but Will and Rowan, they find themselves out there, and they end up running into Garrick and Oko in the woods. And they come off as friendly. They don't attack them or anything, but Rowan's she's standoffish towards them and kind of has a hunch that they're up to no good. So you can have that. Then after that, you don't see Garrett. You don't see Garrick and Oko for a while, and you find out that the main point of the book is the High King, Will and Rowan's father, ends up missing, and they take it upon themselves, even though their mother told them not to go searching for their dad. Basically, go on their own quest to track down what may have happened to their father, if their father's dead, who kidnapped him, who could have caused his disappearance. They travel to a couple different kingdoms in the realm looking for answers, and they find themselves in the wilds, out in a different part of the wilds, and a lot of stuff happens, a lot of action, a lot of cool things. Like I said, I don't want to give too much into it because it's a short book, so I don't want to give away too many details, because I could easily sit here and tell you everything that happens, and I'd basically be telling you the whole story. It's a book that I really think, if you're a fan of magic, even if you're a fantasy fan, I think this would be a good book. But I do believe reading a book like this, you do need a basic knowledge of how the universe of magic works, like especially like what a planeswalker does and what a planeswalker is, and just how a general idea of how the whole universe works. But other than that, I think it's a fun little read, even though my rating probably doesn't reflect that. I gave it 3 stars. 3 stars for me. It's not bad. It's an enjoyable book. It means I was able to get through it. I could read it, and it doesn't mean that I hated it. For me, it takes a lot. Excuse me. It takes a lot for me to give a book 4 stars, even 5 stars. But I'm still recommending this book. I want people to give it a try because people interpret things differently. So even though I gave it 3 stars, you might give it 4 stars, or somebody might really love this book and give it 5 stars. Like there's books I've given, 2-star reviews that people have given 4 or 5-star reviews. Everybody interprets things differently. Everybody has different tastes. So yeah, that's my quick little overview of this book. Like I said, I don't give away too much. Go read it. I really do recommend this. I think it's cool, especially for me to kind of, because I never really knew a lot of lore. I play the card game and I enjoy the cards, and I kind of read like a little backstory of like what the universe is, like what universe we're in. And I haven't been playing it since back in the day, so there's some universes that pop up now that like a new set might come out that's in a universe that was introduced 10 years ago, and I'm like, I wasn't playing 10 years ago. But it's cool to kind of get a story and kind of get lore and to dive into the universe of a card set that for you it's just been the cards, and it's kind of cool to get a picture and kind of bring these characters to life, even though a lot of the planeswalkers, they're in multiple sets, so they're not just like stuck in this set of cards. But yeah, I recommend it. I'd say go give it a read, especially if you're a fantasy fan. If you're not, it's probably not going to be for you. But either way, I just want to give you my quick little thoughts. That was my little jumbled summary of the Wildered Quest. Okay, again, before I let you go, this book it's ebook only. It's a digital book only. So I have it on my Kindle. You have to buy the Kindle app or wherever you buy your digital books from. Like if you're a crazy person and you read on your iPad, I don't know. I couldn't read on my iPad. That would kill my eyes. I wouldn't be able to do that. But if you do, you can find it in the Apple bookstore, or you can find it in the Kindle store. I think I paid $4 for it, so it's really affordable. And it's a fun little quick read. The average reader could probably get it read in like a couple days. So, all right, well, that was my thoughts on that. I appreciate you all for joining me. You know, next week got some fun things planned. Got some exciting ideas, some things that I've been reading that I'm really excited to talk to you guys about. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for sticking in there with me, staying tuned, and you know, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Like I said, I'm being more consistent on here, so be on the lookout for the next one. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.